And I like to say welcome to the Love Temple True Raw Lunch with Cam. Welcome, Cam. Glad to have you here today. Kimberly's topping off some True Raw tacos.
Wow. I love the. I'm into this at the moment with the lettuce, using the lettuce as a taco.
Yeah.
It's very Korean. And it's, well, for me, much lighter. You can eat and not feel like, you know.
Yeah, all the Mexican foods are very heavy with the beans and with the corn. It's like very heavy on your system. And most of the beans have like lard in them, is what they do around here. So, and now when we were here last year, we ate that stuff, but this year we don't eat. We didn't eat the lard beans, but yeah, we ate cooked food. But we would find some beans that were not in lard.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could find black beans or something, and we would have the tortillas and things like that, chips.
Mm-hmm.
But now we make our own little chips that we'll bring to restaurants sometimes. We'll just get guacamole with no cheese on it, and then just use the chips that we make.
Yeah.
We made some the other night with a bunch of different kinds of seeds that we soaked and sprouted.
Yes, you said.
And then dried them into crackers, kind of cookies, chips. Kind of like chips, kind of like crackers.
What do you mean dried them into crackers? You pummeled them?
Yeah, made them flat, mashed them up, made them flat, and then we have a little dehydrator.
Ah, yeah?
First few weeks we did it, or first month or so we did it up in the sun on the roof. But we knew the rainy season was going to come, and that wouldn't be sufficient. Mango season and rainy season kind of come, and we wanted to be able to dry a bunch of mangoes.
Yes, that's a good idea.
And you can't just do it in the sun. You can do it in the sun, but not when it's raining.
Yeah, you need a whole equipment. I mean, you need to make it really well.
Yeah. But we're enjoying them fresh right now. Just there's a lot
Yeah,
of
of
fresh
course,
ones.
but it's the coolest thing to have. Drying out mangoes, they're gonna last, you know.
Yeah.
And also they like they have some economic sway, you know. When it comes later on in the winter time,
Yeah.
they dried out fruits are really, they're not cheap, you know.
Yeah, we would find a nice little spot in Sayulitas that one of the little street vendors, this little shop on this little turn of a whole bunch of street vendors. There was one little street vendor that always had bags of dried mangoes, and that was our best bet down here. Because sometimes they weren't as easy to find. So, what was your journey that brought you here to Mexico? Like, how do you want to talk about any of that?
Yes, of
Like,
course.
because where were you born? Where did you live?
Well, I
What are you doing here? How'd you get here? That's awesome. Glad you're
Man,
here.
yeah, that's a long journey, including many different mini journeys,
Wow.
many different transformations.
Yeah.
Like the Cam who is here is probably not the Cam people would recognize 5 years ago, and the one 5 years before that wouldn't be the one who would recognize
Thank you, Kim.
before.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. I was
Yeah.
born in a small town called Bolton. It's kind of small, but it's an industrial town close to Manchester. When I was born, it wasn't part of Manchester. It was part of the industrial circle. Do you have if you take a moment to
Yeah.
appreciate that?
Yeah.
This beautiful food that you make? Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you get your picture?
I hope you like spicy.
Yes, I do.
Okay, because there's jalapenos everywhere.
Yeah.
And some Serrano. We made the cheese.
David
the other night
likes.
with Serranos.
Yeah, David likes spicy. So.
Is it cheese?
It's
This is vegan cheese. It's nuts.
Ah,
Nuts.
okay, wow.
And nuts and more nuts for the taco meat.
Yeah, what is this taco meat?
Walnuts
Yeah?
with just different spices.
Wow. That's thank you so much.
Yeah.
You didn't cook it, but you cooked it.
yeah.
Prepared.
Raw, prepared.
I saw
Uncooked.
I saw some. I was walking the other day. I thought you guys. I saw a sign and it said El amor ya cocinamos or aún también cocinamos. Yeah, even the love we cook. You know.
Yeah.
And I thought about you guys. I thought, oh, we're going to be eating raw tomorrow. How does that work out? And then I thought, no, actually, you cook it in a certain way. You don't cook it in the sense that you fire it. You cook it in the way you make it.
Yeah. Well, these are dehydrated, or you could bake them in the sun.
113
But yeah,
is what these are
they're
dehydrated
still
at.
like a chip, you know. You can
Yeah,
dip it.
remarkably.
Mhm.
Like, they look really
Try with
solid.
them. Mhm.
Mm. Oh. Yeah.
Provecho.
Thank you very much.
Yum. And there's pie after this too. So
Whoa.
raw vegan pie. So save some room. Mm.
Yeah, so as I was saying, like I grew up in this small industrial town
What was it called?
called Bolton,
Bolton.
and it's on the edge of the Pennine Moors, on the mountain
Mm.
hills.
What industry did the town have
It was
most?
cotton and coal.
Cotton and coal.
Cotton and coal.
Mm.
So yeah,
We got some cheese that got into your nostrils.
Yeah, sometimes this is a little messier way of eating, but you know, it's all fun because then you can tell people, oh, you got food. That's funny.
mm,
Delicious.
so I grew up in this place. Like I always felt that I was not part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ever feel really at home there, and from a very young age I was doing all kinds of tricks to get out of mainstream life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped going to school when I was like 14. I started working when I was 14
Doing what?
on milk, delivering milk in the morning.
Mm.
And I started to adventure and go around, travel around the country, travel around Manchester. And very young, I started to do that.
Hmm.
Started to sleep outdoors. I love camping a lot. I love sleeping in abandoned buildings. We had lots of factories and things like that. Lots of places to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Big chimneys, big industrial warehouses.
Mm.
So much exploration. But then, yeah, of course, past everything with school and everything. This was not suitable for me, you know, at the time.
Yeah.
Not suitable place for me to be. Just like a prison. That's why I stopped going. My mum was very lenient. My dad wasn't around, so
Mm.
I had a lot of freedom at a very young age.
Nice.
Then when I was 16, I left England, you know, and well, I knew I was going traveling, and I went to France. and then just started wandering. That journey took me all around Europe. Then, because I hadn't cut the roots exactly, you know, I hadn't cut down to the root. I ended up going back to England for another couple of years, entering into a depression, entering into gambling,
Oh, wow.
entering into many things that
How old were you when you did that?
my other 20s.
Oh, okay.
And then I went to live in Asia. I lived in Asia for 5 years.
What part?
Most of the time I lived in China.
Oh, wow.
And I was a teacher there, an English teacher. And in this life I traveled all around Asia. I had a professional job, so to speak. I had a lot of money. I was in comparison to the place I was living, and my wage and everything that was going on, I was considered like middle class, you know. You know.
And your mom stayed in the town, the small town that you
Yeah.
lived in?
My brother eventually, I got him a job out in China. He came out to meet me. I think he's been there ever since. I think he's been there like maybe, I don't know, at least 7 years
Did
now.
you get married or?
I got married, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. Where? In China?
No, I got married in England.
Mm.
After living in China, well, I went to university in England because I'm a writer naturally, but somehow I felt
okay.
that I needed to go to university to make it official.
You needed a certificate?
Yeah, but still while I was in university, I was still winging my trickery and my kind of artful dodgery.
Your what?
Artful dodgery.
Awful dodgery?
Artful dodgery.
Oh. What's that?
Dodging school with.
Oh.
Well, no,
Sorry.
no. I mean, I was intent to get the thing done in the best way I possibly could, but in a way that I could. That was me, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a program that I could go and study abroad. I would get paid for studying basically in the European countries, a program Erasmus. And this program offered me really like some interesting package. So I went to live in Cyprus for a year, and that is where I met. I was studying in Cyprus, and that is where I met my wife to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she lived in the same house as me. So
Are you still married or?
I'm still married,
Okay.
but there was a big hole between us. And after 7 years of marriage, a big explosion. I was living in Holland at the time, in the Netherlands.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just got to a point, the way we was living, the place we was living, the climate in which we was living, our relationship, my job that I had, our work situation, our emotional situation was just at the most. It was in the darkest place, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was in the very darkest place. That ended up with a supreme explosion of catastrophic proportions, you know. And I went to live as a hippie in Spain after that. I packed in this life. I had a suit and tie. At that point, I was a real estate agent. I was like selling houses.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I had the suit and tie, and I was in this kind of dog eat dog business in
Yeah.
place. And after that, I took the guitar. I went to the south coast of, I went to Andalusia in Spain. I
Oh,
went
wow.
to live in a tent in this beautiful.
A tent?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, many people they're constructing all kinds of things. There's some people who made some beautiful houses. I was thinking about it the other day. There was a girl who lived there. She was from Russia. She lived. She was there with a partner, and he was alcoholic and he died. Before he died, he built this house like way up in the mountains. Nobody knows it's there. This place is called Cala de San Pedro. It's a beautiful place, like. It's like a dried out riverbed that goes into the mountains, you know, but it's on the beach and it's one of the only places that fresh water comes directly from the mountain along this coast, and it has history of piracy, all this land, so the whole thing is like a very mystical place, has lots of strange stories, and everywhere you go you find pottery and relics and all kinds of stuff, you know. But her boyfriend built this beautiful house crafted into the wind. You know, the wind, how it carves the mountains,
Yeah.
carves the cliffs. He built it into the wind-blown cliff. It was all the wood was cut. All the building was constructed around the wind curvature of this mountain, you know, this cliff.
Kind of like a cave almost.
Yeah, and nobody knows this house is there. There's people who live there. It's so strange because you, even living there a long time, you don't know everybody. Some people you see like once in a while, you're like, who is that person? I think there's maybe like 50 people living there. You see maybe, no, I think maybe there's about 60 people living there, and I think maybe you see about 30 of them. It's so crazy. And it's really beautiful because like they have like people started to plant gardens up there to do water irrigation. It's more like a bunch of cats, you know, like as opposed to a community, more like just a bunch of cats doing the thing. There's an alcoholic guy who lives in the broken down. There's a big castle, like a fortress, that the Spanish army built because of the pirates, and that's all collapsed. But underneath it, there's like a little house. Some guy's taken that and made it into a bar. So there's a couple of bars there, you know.
Wow.
And but like people building all kinds of weird structures, half-hearted houses that last 3 weeks, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my friend up there, he has a very beautiful house. He built it on a cliff, like a 2-story thing, you know. I don't know if it's still there, but...
And so you lived in that town in a tent
Yes,
for a while?
I went through like, it was really good for me to start to like put a lot of things into reflection. A lot of people came into my life who were like really important at that time. The reflections of me, many people going through similar processes.
Cool. Yeah.
And then one night I had a dream. This was like 6 months later. I had a dream I had to go to Peru.
Wow.
So within like a month after that, I was in Peru. I was in Cusco.
What'd you do there?
Well, this is funny because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't really know what I was doing. I didn't have money, and I didn't have contacts or nothing. I just went.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it started off, I was like selling like little magazines and things that I made in the streets, you know. I wasn't really making so much money. I kind of, I got in with the hippie snake there, and the whole rainbow thing, and that led me into an art house. We created an art house. There was a guy from the US, from California. He had an army pension, and he wanted to create an arts house. So between 3 of us, we created this house where we were doing like workshops and things like that.
Oh, cool.
So we had lots of classes there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was a beautiful house, man. I mean, this house was overlooking the Sacred Valley, you know, and it was in Pisac. And it's just so beautiful, ambient town, you know. You can see all the mountains, a big house, big wooden house, so beautiful. And we had music jams, powerful music jams. Wow, so powerful. Wow. We had this guys ringing with the amount of drums. We had in this house. And I did workshops there. I did like in the child workshops. I did doll making workshops.
How'd you get into doll making?
Something I've been doing all my life.
Okay.
Since I was a young child, you know, I have the youngest memories of my. We didn't really have so much money when I was really, really young. So for some reason, my mum had been carrying all her dolls with her all her life. I mean, we're talking like kind of Barbie-ish kind of stuff, you know, but it wasn't Barbie. It was kind of like.
I would love to see your dolls.
Yeah.
Do you have pictures or?
Yes,
do?
yes.
You have an Instagram, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see here.
And then I was messing around with dolls, you know, like I was creating these little characters, you know.
Okay.
And
What's your
my Instagram
yeah?
is Camulets, K, like amulet with a K.
Amulets, plural.
Yeah.
Camulets. Behzadi.
Yeah.
The good thing is, it was the first one that came up.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna follow you right now.
I'm not messing around. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You want to be the first one who comes up, man. You know, and then the business. Some guy who was selling crystals. He said to me, "Yeah, just find me under the name Barry's Crystals or whatever. You know how many Barry's Crystals there are."
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, the dolls are the older Pauls. Like I haven't really been making new dolls for a little while. I put a lot of energy now into my divinations
Okay.
and storytelling.
So, are they? They're not runes. They look kind
What's your
of. They're
divination
Which one?
tool? What's
Your
it?
divinations. Or-
Yeah, this is bone casting.
Bone
What is
casting,
around
okay.
it, osteomancy. When all this around it is just a it's like a decorative kind of field that I made.
Yeah, it's
What's
really
in the
cool.
middle is really well. What is important
Did
for
you
me?
bring? Did you bring
You
it
see?
with you today?
No, I haven't brought it, but maybe
Oh.
we can.
We do
untie it.
runes. We both
Okay.
cast
Nordic
runes.
runes.
The
Yeah.
Nordic runes, yeah. But I would love to see what yours are, and we could do some like live on Facebook or something.
Yeah,
teach
that'd be
people about
interesting.
it.
That's a really cool design too. Like the
Yeah.
presentations are.
But each one I make it fresh, you know. And there's always new things, materials coming into my life, so I need to kind of make those part of this process.
Yeah, that's really neat.
I think everything is asking to play with each other.
I like it. Yeah, totally.
So when I make the dolls, they come into other things, they come into the stories, and the stories come into this.
They're really, you got a really cool Instagram, Cam. Very artistic. All your playing around with art is paid off. You're very, creative.
Yeah, so
That's cool.
sharing it is something that I'm coming to now.
Yeah, that's the next step. Like David and I, we've been on this journey of just learning all this stuff. First it was sacred medicines, and then we learned that we don't need those. And then it was learning to detox our body and transition to raw food and knowing that we are the medicine. We don't need anything outside of us,
Yeah.
you know, to heal us, to do anything. It's just... And so now we're at that point where we're ready to share it and teach. And so it's just share,
Yeah.
you know? And it's like, okay, guys, we're ready to teach you.
Well, this is something that's really struck me very interesting about you guys and the way you're doing stuff is that every opportunity seems to be a sharing opportunity.
Yeah, whether it's gathering community or, you know, David doing a burp video because people love his burp videos. I mean, whatever it is, we're sharing with the people. They told him he could go and win $500 in Italy because he's such a good burper.
Really? Is the duration?
You want to show him, honey?
No.
Or no? I can't burp if you know, if
It's
you
not good
paid
to-
me, it's not good, huh?
It's not good to like go for a big burp while I've just eaten a bunch of food. Some of that might come up too.
Yeah, okay.
And so I can
Is-
burp on
isn't that-
command, but I choose not to sometimes.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Well, maybe later on.
So you made
I have a
this
lot
too?
of.
Yeah.
I have a whole
Oh, cool.
playlist on on our YouTube channel that's all just burps and burp lessons and stuff. One day I was like, I've been doing content for a while, sharing like love videos and my singing bowl and mantras and things like that for a while.
Your little dolls are so cute. They're like little tiny babies.
And I think one day I was just like, well, you know, I want to share the things that I've learned, and I learned how to burp on command, and I was like, I might as well share this. And then it just went viral, and a whole bunch of people were like, more burp videos, more burp videos. And so then I see it like, that's a lot of the views are from some of the burp videos on the channel. A lot of them are from the electrical work that I did, because I did some electrical videos. I was an electrician for 20 years. And so I shared that electrical video, and that one got tons of views. And so those kind of bring the people in, but then they end up seeing the love and the calming flute stuff that I
Wow.
do. And so it kind of like draws people in. So the burp stuff, they may come for the burps, but then they'll stay for the talk on mindfulness,
Yeah.
or for the yoga, or for the food.
This is interesting. This dynamic, you know.
Yeah.
To get the hook in to get to the deeper stuff.
Yeah.
It get a little bit intense. I think my Instagram can get very intense sometimes. Like for me, I can deal with it, but I understand someone coming to this and reading this because each one is like a fucking boom, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you gotta ease them in, and it's good to have some light and some dark.
Yes, but this is the interesting thing about getting your message out. You know, there is no rules. You just
Yeah.
find out what is the, like you said, balance. You know?
And some of the people that hit me up, some of my burp fans or whatever, my friends that love the burp family, they're like, you know, you really inspired me to be me. I love how you're just naturally you. And how I could just be naturally me, that inspires them to be themselves. And I can go on a video and not give a fuck what anybody thinks, and not even care if they like it or not.
That's part of it, for
And
sure.
so that, who would have thought that would be to teach them how to love themselves better,
Yeah.
or to be themselves better, to give them permission. I'm
To
giving
take off
them
their
permission
mask. Yeah.
to be themselves and to not be worried about it.
Yeah.
Let them express themselves by just being me.
Yeah. It's a very very childish but very compassionate thing.
Yeah. So we get down into the deep lessons on our website. We have one that's called Lessons of Love, and we start out with like love, and we get into unconditional love and end up at unconditional love for all. And it's this program that people can go through to really help people take it, love to that next level.
Well, I love your Instagram. It's
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
God, I'm glad you loved it. It's made with love, although it can be sometimes quite dark.
With a black background, black pictures. No.
Yeah, now I'm going through a dark phase. But before, when I lived on the beach, everything was bright, all the photography and the blues and the skies and all of this, but now it's like black backgrounds, scarlet reds, like dark coffees, bokehs.
Yeah, mixing it up.
But
Do you want a glass of water or maybe some orange juice or something?
I'm all right now, thank you. Yeah.
Cool. We usually don't eat and drink at the same time. Kind of let our stomach do its work.
Cool.
So,
But some people just are so used to that we don't want to, you know.
want to make sure I offer.
Yeah, that's good, thank you. I'm learning to drink water. It's something new for me.
Yeah. I've been learning to eat my water. a
What
little
did you
more.
drink before you drank water?
Anything but water.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially coffee.
Oh wow, yeah. And that'll mess with your kidneys after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the best one that we've found. It's like the cheapest price and the best one. It's like a natural spring water.
Ah, yeah.
And this is like 42 for 3 liters.
And this is from the Lugard.
5 liters?
This is from the land of the gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So-
messing around.
We don't mess around here.
No. And if this one we have to go all the way to La Comer to get. So we have to take a taxi back. Well, we always do.
To
usually
what?
take La Comer, the big grocery store. But then there's Chiadri,
Chiadri.
and that one has
Santa Maria.
Santa Maria water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also from a spring. The other one,
But this one's the best.
the way
best
that
deal.
they purify the water, it takes out almost all of the minerals. And so, yeah, maybe it's purified, but it doesn't have any minerals in it, which our
Yeah.
body needs.
I know.
So that's like, you know.
I like mixing, like, when I lived on the beach, it was really good for me to cook with seawater.
Yeah, seawater is really amazing.
Wow, you would
Yeah.
take the water out of the sea and cook with it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. No
Just-
salt necessary.
No salt necessary. Just the right amount of
You want some more?
I still have pie, so.
Well, I just saw there's guacamole and cheese sitting here. So.
Wow. This
Wow.
food is so good. Thank
It's
you
almost
very
like
much.
the chips.
I feel it.
I'm like, just wait,
It's
there's
totally
pie.
alive. That's what I
Yeah.
love
Hey,
about
don't
it.
worry. I got a stomach like
Yeah.
like a sea. What do you call it? Like a sea wolf. I'm thinking.
Well,
Lobo del Mar.
Yeah, I haven't
Like
heard of that.
a sea lion.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
yeah.
I have a hollow leg.
Yeah.
That's my
David had a,
story.
like, yeah, he's got a gut like that, but I think eventually, maybe not always, but it tends to catch up with us.
We used to
Even
have
if
4
we have
tacos on the
A
plate.
stomach that's, you know, can handle a lot. Eventually, our body's like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quit
And-
feeding me shit.
Yeah, and you know when you're walking around, when you're like, or when you're going to sleep at night, you know, there's certain times when you take account, really seriously take account of stuff, like
Yeah.
the food, you know.
If you, I
certain
could
times
tell
of day.
because I have done so much sacred medicine, and then after this fast, doing this fast and going raw has been the most detoxing thing for inflammation and overall health. I will show you something just a minute. I'm into marketing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that's like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna post this. So, because I know people, like how
She's
they
the
work.
director of marketing and the
I'm the
president.
director of marketing and the president. So this is what I posted today. This was me about 8-9 months ago. No filters, no nothing. That was me yesterday. No filters,
Wow.
nothing.
Yeah.
This was before raw food. This is after.
Wow.
So I posted that. Before transitioning into raw foods, no Botox. I don't do anything. I don't wear makeup. I don't, you know, nothing. I'm natural. I don't wear perfume. You know, I don't put any additives. I don't use shampoo. You know, I am very natural.
Yeah.
So this is, our bodies are made up of mostly water. People think that wrinkles and aging is normal. Is not. I disagree.
And she's a grandma.
Yeah, are you ready to reverse the tide without having to purchase another beauty product? Sign up for our class, you know? Like that. You gotta get them to take action. Sign up.
Boom.
Boom, look at that.
Boom.
Boom.
I love it. Straight with the action call there.
Yeah.
Here's the situation.
Yeah.
Here is the solution. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
Check out
What are you
our
gonna go look at our, yeah, sign up.
Yes.
We have our
This is a video. Something the sign up is to go to video.
We have a website.
Ah.
Yeah, we have a whole website, and we've created courses for everyone on self-love, on the true raw life, on
we
not
have a
man-
love
it's-
school that has a bunch
Yeah.
of different programs
Mhm.
from fasting to love to abundance, just a bunch of different things there. And then we also have Love's Service, which is our services. Like she does a free consultation, and then she does hour consultations to talk to people about their life. She even has a 8-package course to where she'll go to the grocery store with somebody. She'll go through their cupboards with them on video chat and stuff like that to help them out. And then I do personalized flute sound bath and Nordic runes. And people can book that through our website, and then it puts it on our schedule, and then we get an email, and then we just take care of it. And they pay right through the website.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been designing the website. I'm like the website tweaker.
Yeah.
And how many
Tweak
projects
out
are
the
we talking
website.
about here? How many, like, just the Love School? Is this all in the Love School?
Yeah, and it's also our nonprofit. We have a nonprofit.
It's the Sustainable Development Inspiring Communities is the eco building eco community building organization.
So this is our website that David, I helped design because I'd be like, no, I like this. No, what about this? But he's the website.
He's like the maestro.
Yeah.
I do.
So this gets people join us for a free Love Temple Heart Flow. So the gathering we do Saturday nights, we do one on a webinar, so people can come and talk.
On Sunday.
And are people coming on these webinars?
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
3 people. I have to promote it more, but this is our mission: creating eco communities worldwide, support humanity in their transition to organic, sustainable living off the land. It's our passion to enrich the lives of others through self-empowerment, fostering health, happiness, and connection. Creating communities full of love and respect for each other and all of life. This is a personal journey for each of us. We're simply here to guide you back to the ways of the earth in order to experience the liberation of your true lifestyle. And then our Love School. David has a whole program, Earth Hug Yoga series, and he has
Yeah, I have
all
a
these
book.
pictures and
A bunch of books on Amazon.
I wrote a children's book, but so we have all these services. Free video consultation, free then one-on-one video conference, personalized
Oh,
photos.
yeah, you guys got it all set
Yeah.
up. You like
And then it sends it to
that's
our
diary thing?
it'll send it to our calendar and it'll book it on there. And then we also have it connected to what do you call it? Zoom.
Yeah.
So that then they just get a link when they set up one of these calls to do a Zoom chat with us.
So it automatically sets up the link, automatically sends us the link.
Yeah,
It's like
so that's,
I
and
really
this is
spent a lot
our,
of work tuning
this
it
is
in.
for our nonprofit. I'm the president, David's the vice president. Ryan's the treasurer and Kim's our secretary. So we'll be getting going on that too. But right now, we're just focused. We got really into, just creating and making sure our program is dialed in so that people can go take these courses on their own. And we have videos on there. And we have,
pictures and words. and
questions, quizzes and all kinds of,
To make it a course.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Had a lot of fun with the website, building it that way and setting it up.
It's been fun with the course too. I'll do, so like today we have a whole true raw, and so I take,
we have a whole list of recipes.
yeah.
We've found with some recipes and then we've tweaked them to work for us.
So I'll take these and then I'll edit them
wow.
so that they look better
Yeah.
for different things, and post them on the website with the recipes.
I'll build like the pages and the connections and the links and stuff, and then I'll put like some basic of the recipe, and then she'll come in and put the picture and add the beef to it and
And
spice
yeah.
it up. And it's
Yeah,
so
so we
amazing.
just have this like.
So you have the team rolling.
I wrote
And then-
out a course, and then she'll come in and she'll help add to it.
I'll
to
add to
beautify
it and add pictures and yeah.
It's really a great dynamic.
Yeah.
I like the finish on it. I like the smoothness of it. I like the whole idea and the values that you have and the way that you're going with it.
We're looking for other instructors and people that want to, like
Yes.
share.
We've looked into
This
some
vision,
stores to get a store on there, and there's like print on demand stores. And
Yeah, many
we had
print
some
on demand.
issues with it it's really expensive. Like for a hat, is like you have to sell it for like $35, 40 USD kind of things.
To make any, yeah.
And like you have to sell like a journal for like $35 or something like
I
that.
don't know, maybe you can improve on those prices because
Yeah,
now
then-
there's a lot of like, you don't even have to touch the thing.
Yeah, and
it
they
just goes
send it to
straight
you.
out.
And that's why it costs more, because they run through it and you have to make a little bit of money off of it to make it. So I haven't found, I played around with one of them, one of the companies that the website company that we go through recommends, but I haven't quite liked that. I keep running into walls, I keep running into stops. So I'm not sure if
What-
that's the path that we're
In
going
what
to go.
sense you run into stuff?
It's all learning new stuff. Like at first the whole website was on Spanish and I couldn't figure that out for a while, and then I got that fixed, and it was all on Mexican dollar and I couldn't figure that out to get that fixed. Then I picked a whole bunch of projects and products, and then I tried to get them on, and they all disappeared. Then I had to do it again. and,
Universe saying,
you
yeah,
know,
you gotta
so
hold
then it's
your
like,
horse.
well, that's how I do it. So that's been like 5 weeks of me going in at it again. So now I'm kind of stepping back.
Yeah.
Going, something's telling me something.
So what I think, but you know, is that there's so much automated, there's AI, there's all this, that people want the raw, you know, like somebody made this by hand.
Yeah.
And I
One of my friends
love
made
it.
this one. They didn't make the shirt by hand, but they made the
Yeah.
thing, you know. And that's the thing about our sustainable development. When we first
Am I
wanted,
I got something on it.
we wanted like eco-friendly. We wanted like support the tribes who make the blankets and sell the rugs, and we want to have more of things like that. Like this guy made this. More of a heartful connection.
Yeah.
More of the love. More of the. We know that this is the guy who does this, and this is the one who does that. We haven't. But then that person would have to still mail it out. Still make it and mail it out.
Well,
But we'd
that-
rather go for something like that than a big print on demand where thousands, millions, maybe a billion websites or like somebody made it so that their product is printed on demand.
Yeah.
So
And you know, there's a big issue for people who are producing hand art, you know?
yeah.
I mean, there's people like that. I have clients before for my dolls. They don't mind about the price.
yeah.
They don't care. And they will pay for a small doll like this size. They will pay the $60 for the postage it takes to get there,
Yeah.
plus the whatever it costs, you know?
And you could charge them at least $60 for it, I'm sure, at least. For even
So
small.
you know, this is, I think the real difficulty for the people who are making the art is to find a person who really appreciates your art.
Yeah.
And now we live in a certain magical era. This is magical era of super connectivity.
Yes.
Like, I'm talking, you can talk in terms of technology, but also with people coming together, you know? Like, people are creating, there's more groups, there's more associations, there's more nations, there's more, people are grouping together, they just keep grouping. It's like, you know, it's like glue getting, you know, it's like glue starting to, you know, sticking, you know? And you have to appreciate that magic. Okay, now we don't have the flying goblets and you know, magical swords. The different era, you know. I can still make that stuff.
I got my magical sword right here.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a magical sword of truth if I
Exactly.
use it properly.
If you use it properly.
Yeah.
And that is also another factor, because all swords are double-edged. You
Like
know?
right now, it's doing magic, like complete magic, that people could see us anywhere in the world right now and watch the words come out of our mouth.
Yes.
That is freaking amazing.
Yes. And not just that, it's there for longevity.
Yeah.
It's recorded until the internet ceases to be the era of magic anymore.
Somebody's was asking about burp on commands. Can you say words with burps? Can you burp on command on the live stream? they're gone at this moment. But.
maybe they lost they lost patience. They were like, oh come on man, when's he gonna burp?
He said something about burps. I bet he can burp on command. But you know, my brother, he was the inspiration. He could burp the whole alphabet.
Yeah.
In one big burp, he'd be like
In one burp? Oh,
and
wow.
like, so, you know, being the little brother, I was like, gotta learn to keep up, catch up. But yeah, magical sword. And then we've seen how people have been looking at our website from all over the world. We've seen different countries all over the world. I was checking out the YouTube analytics. Yeah, this stays on YouTube, and I found a way to take this off of YouTube, and I can cut chunks of it out. I can download the live that we recorded last week and cut a little video out of it and put it somewhere else and use it in different places. I didn't know I could do that on a live.
What do you
There's
mean?
live on TikTok, and it doesn't record it. It just, you're live on TikTok.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's gone.
Yeah.
This is live, and it's on YouTube for
And
as long as
longevity.
there's YouTube servers,
Yeah.
right? As long as there's the internet. But now I found out I can download off of
YouTube.
I can download this video off of YouTube.
Yeah.
I can also record it here, but I haven't messed around with it. I'm not the editor type. I don't really feel like sitting there and trying to catch the perfect clip out of an hour.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. There'll be a guy that
There'll
wants to
be
do
a
that,
guy.
that loves to do that.
Maybe I'm a bit of that guy. Maybe I'm a bit of that
Yeah,
guy.
and it's all going to be
Yeah.
available for that. And I've done that. I took one little clip out of my video, but my video was this long. It was only like a few minutes, and I was just doing this love motions.
Yeah.
And I went like this, received the love, and I received the love, and then I received the love, and then I went to give the love to the people on the phone, and the phone fell over.
Yeah.
So I cut out just that little part, and I was able to do that. But when I was looking at the jam night that we had, and I was trying to catch that one spot where we had a perfect song almost. You know?
Yeah.
The first song was kind of like a little wild because.
Oh, I think the whole thing was pretty much woo, because there's
Yeah.
a lot of wild kind of primordial energies. People needed to get something.
It was perfect, but I found a clip that I wanted to just catch one of the starts to finish, and I was playing around with it. I was like, bah!
Yes.
Walk away.
Because I also listened to it and I was like, oh, it go on and on. This, wow, thank you so much. Okay,
Yeah, it was
yes.
beautiful. It was amazing. It was fun too.
I'm gonna bring the fruits also. These can also be enjoyed.
Oh my goodness. Kimberly, you'll never even guess what just showed up.
Nuh-uh. That's exactly what David wanted.
I just manifested those today.
Because these are in season now.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just manifested them today. I went to Mauritius. When I went to Mauritius to stay, they had just gone out of season. I missed the lychee season in Mauritius on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
And then we just saw these. A vendor was selling them on the road on our way back this morning, and I got a little bag.
I thought
And I
that
was
he
like-
was overcharging us because I found that I think sometimes we get charged more than locals.
How much did you pay for this bag?
I paid for this bag 20 pesos.
Ah, see?
That guy was so stoked. He took the money, he held it to his heart, he thanked this guy.
How many did you get?
I know, but I knew it was like 20
maybe about
pesos.
that, but 50.
Wow!
He was
Well-
the guy outside of OXXO.
And
So
I
then-
was
Oh,
gonna
these
pay him
guys.
20, but David's
Yeah.
like, just give it to him. I'm like, okay.
Thank you for this. Look at this magical.
Cacao,
Foundation.
avocado, mame,
Ah.
and honey,
Mhm.
and some walnut press.
No, it's good.
Oh, thank you so much. God love it. Oh my God.
And it's raw, it's so amazing.
Mm.
Yeah, nothing is
Wow.
all life.
And so I ate that whole bag. By the time we got home, I had 3 left just to take a picture, and I ate them as soon as I got done with the picture. And I told Kim, I said, don't worry,
More will show
More
up.
will show up.
I'm the guitar.
Yeah.
He was right.
I'm
I
pretty
knew.
good
I
at
think
that.
I bought something. I thought, well, this is possibly the nicest thing I could bring because all the other fruits were gone out of the shop anyway. For coincidence,
Where did you get him?
the shop next door to me.
Mm.
Well, I live in the campo. I live in the fields, you know.
Oh, okay.
So this is all. This come 2 streets away from me. This is growing, and it come to the woman, you know, because it's inside the gardens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It said 60 pesos a kilo.
Perfect. You gotta show us where that is.
It's right next door to my
And
house.
so these grow here in Bucerias.
Hmm.
And that was from her garden right next to your house.
Right from the next door.
Mm-hmm.
And these few mornings, I think, wow, because even for me, it's pretty expensive, you know. I can get bananas until my ears fall out for 20 pesos, you know. Everybody has different different balances, limitations, what the economic situation in life. I think for me, 20 pesos for fruit is like, okay, I really get some fruit now, you know.
Which is so
With 20
amazing.
pesos, yeah. I'm really going to get some fruit now.
Which is like US?
$1.
Yeah, it's like $1.
Yeah. So,
Beautiful.
as you said, these 60 a kilo, and last few days I've been taking like 5. They cost a peso each, basically, más o menos. A bit less than a peso. So I've been taking like a handful like that, and just eating them in the morning,
Wow, beautiful.
and being like, oh God, lychee, how good is life?
Yeah, what a perfect break.
Yes, like, oh, how good is life when there's lychees?
Yeah.
Just a little bit of meat that you get, but it's just enough. It's enough. Ah.
Yeah, see, you don't need them.
My good brother in Mauritius, he planted 100 lychee trees on his property. And so this is the year that they're gonna start fruiting.
He's a wise man.
Yeah, I was saying you should do some vanilla too, because vanilla is one of the islands that a lot of the vanilla comes from. Had a hurricane that destroyed most of the vanilla. So, but yeah, lychee. They had all sorts of different things going on that property. It was amazing. He said we're welcome anytime.
But it's a bit of a flight.
Mauritius is
It was a
Yeah.
horrible flight.
is Caribbean.
It's over off of
Madagascar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's all to the wow. Yeah,
Madagascar, 2 islands over. It's
yeah,
like
wow.
Indian Ocean. So 14 hours to Dubai and 9 hours to Mauritius. 14 hours to Dubai and 9 hours to Mauritius was my last time.
Wow.
Oh man. 7 hours on the airplane in the same seat with the same people, I was ready to start flipping tables. There was a moment where I just had to like calm myself down. And I'm pretty good at that. I don't know how the rest of us did it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So do you go barefoot everywhere, Cam?
Yes. I was wearing shoes like because I teach in school, you know. So I wanted to, you know, set the example. I didn't want to create rebellion among the kids. He said like, hey, teacher's not wearing shoes. Like nobody's wearing shoes now. And I kind of I stayed straight for a couple of months. Well, it's been about 3 or 4 months, and then I was like, I started to get really, even just from wearing shoes that day, those few days, it started to make me feel like really how things happen when you have no shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to take account. Like today when I was coming down, I was like, all morning I tell you I have this Black Beauty thing going on, so I'm like, it was like finding the kind of like it's a big mystery to me. I just got to take the mystery. But when you start grabbing hold of something, you start running, you think you're pressed for time, you got a rush, you do any this, da 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 da. And I came down the street here in a little bit of a rush. It wasn't a press for time, it was more like I wanted some shade. And I'd just come round the school and there was all kinds of carnage outside the school with the tacos and all of this. And then I just got around this corner and I was baking in the sun, there's wind blowing on my like eye, and I needed some shade for a moment, and I started like moving a little bit faster than I normally would, and I like smacked my toe.
Oh yeah.
And you
I
can
that.
see it took the end of my toe off.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this happened to me in the same toe, same place, I don't know how many times, and it's for me like alarm button, like
Slow
stop,
down. Yeah.
stop, now, stop whatever you're doing, stop. And then I just took a little chill for like 2 minutes on a pillow right now, and then I felt super. So like my feet are always telling me, kind of giving me good signals about my state of being, about what's going on. Like if you're really relaxed and you know you can. I've been without shoes now, on and off, but basically for the most part like 7 years.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And I started the hard way, like climbing over a mountain. I made it into like the way it started off. It was like a Titan challenge. You know, it was more like that. It was like part of it was when I was in Spain. I had to just to go to the shop. It's a 2-hour journey over the mountain and back, just to go get, you know, whatever, some cigarettes and come back for 2 hours. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I did that without shoes, and actually, it's like really for me something really important.
I like hiking barefoot, but around town there's like so much nastiness. They cut their meat and carnage, and if there's grease all over the ground, it just disgusts me. I can't handle that.
The streets are ridden with worms. I did it last year when I lived here. We lived up, you know, past the school by the farmland where the cows are, where the cows are being born.
Yeah.
Or it's like a cow nursery or something. I think they just grow cows to sell them in the cornfield right there by all the mangoes. And was living there, and I was going barefoot for months, and then I started like picking stuff out of my feet. It was getting stuck in there, and then I started like, I get caught up, like I trying to cross that road. The 200 is really hot, and I'd be running across that. One time we went to Puerto Vallarta one day. I had no sandals, and my feet were just burning. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I had to buy some sandals when I was in Puerto Vallarta because I couldn't even cross this section because it was just.
Yeah, I take it on some days.
Yeah.
Some days are like really trying for me with the heat.
I've had
through the feet.
both my feet with blisters on the bottom of them from the hot asphalt, like just blistered up, and it was hard to walk for a few days after that. And then I love it. I totally want to do it, except for like those sort of things. And then the trash is just insane down here. I'm not used to people not caring about their trash and just leaving it. I mean, we would have visitors come to our town that would just leave their trash everywhere, but like our town and the people in our town would like be careful with their trash.
Yeah.
You know, and so then you're walking down the sidewalk and there's just glass shattered all over it. Oh, dear God. Or
Here.
yeah, here just past the school there was some of those sidewalks there was construction. Now the building's almost done. Then I was looking at like worms and the meat dripping on the sidewalk. I didn't want to get the worms of it.
No.
I'm still learning. I need a bowl still.
Well, thank you.
Leave his bowl so we can throw some shell
Oh.
and seeds. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I love that connection, and I'm been sandaling it, but then I'll walk from the beach as far as I know a spot. Okay, now I should probably put my sandals on. Outside of the construction.
Oh yeah, the beach is like another thing altogether.
Yeah, the sand.
Man, I was like living in Cipolite in Oaxaca. That is the hottest beach I ever walked on.
Yeah.
You cannot go out from 10 to 5.
Oh.
Man, you could not go. You think it's hot
Lodo Marco
here?
was crazy like that. It had like bigger the sand wasn't quite as fine, and the bigger chunks were more like little pebbles. So those would get hotter because they were a little bit darker or something.
Yeah.
In Mauritius, the sand was white.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't. There, the streets were dirtier. I stepped in. There was dog shit, people shit, all sorts of stuff on those streets.
Yeah.
They weren't even dirt. They were almost like as trashy as here.
You know, there's a part of me which is kind of, which is a city rat. You know.
Yeah.
There's a part of me, and it comes from where I grew up, you know, and how I grew up. There wasn't so much nature, like, it wasn't like we lived in the forest. We lived in an industrial town, lots of industrial buildings, and crawling up chimneys, and sleeping in doorways, and all of this. So part of me, which is that, you know,
Yeah.
and I feel, you know, I love to be in nature. I love to have the trees and the plants around me and the animals, and
So do
to be
we.
really fresh. But I also like to get really humanly dirty sometimes, you know.
Mm.
I can, it kind of humbles me, I think, because other people, you know, other people live in that. I work on the streets, you know, and I do my little trickeries, my little magics, you know, to make a penny, you know.
What do you do?
At the moment, I'm kind of doing door opening. I open the door, you know.
And people give you money?
Yeah. And this job,
Like a magical. The door just opened.
yes, no, I have to really, I mean, I won't call it difficult, but certainly it's an emotional journey for me to do it, because you can't just do it. I mean, really, you need a really clean heart to do it. And you really have to, I mean, I find that you have to make an energy interchange with everybody who passes with you. You're working for a farm, you're outside a pharmacy. There's many people who come in are sick, and you see into a lot of illness in people's hearts, you know.
Yeah.
Many people come, every now and again an angel will come and make you smile, you know. But the good 90% of the people we deal with are all coming in there with some kind of sickness.
So you just do that for the tips? Or
Yeah.
they pay you?
I do it for a tip.
Mm.
In Mexico, it's kind of acceptable. You can do any kind of work you want.
So yeah,
And you
well, I
can just,
noticed that at the grocery
You
store.
can like piggyback on the. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody was selling bread, their own bread inside Chedraui or something like this, because inside the supermarket. Because here it's like, oh, it's so
Whatever.
blurred up, and
Yeah.
and this is what I mean. I like this. For me, it's like I change every day, you know. I'm also in the same place. I'm a marionette artist. You know, I have my marionette, my.
So why don't you
cool.
play your guitar instead of opening
I
the
do
door?
play the guitar,
Because I think that
but
would
I can't look people in the eyes while I'm playing guitar. It's really difficult. I have to focus
you
on my
can.
guitaring. I'd rather just open the door. It's so easy, and I can look people in the eyes. I really need connection with people when I
Yeah.
do that job.
But
And I've
you
tried
could
it with
do that
different
guitar.
things.
You could look them in the eye, and then you just.
But
have
it's
them
hard
hold your
because you're
hat next to
focusing
you.
on the thing, and maybe I give it a try. I do it. There's like 5 different jobs I do just in that doorway.
When I practice at the beach,
That's
just-
so crazy. These don't even like absorb the water.
when I
Sometimes just
practice
rinse them off a
at
little
the
bit,
beach, I've had people videotape me look at, but you know, when I really connect, kids just stop and stare.
Mm.
I think the guitar can be like such a beautiful connector.
We do flower pot composting, so all these flower pots have compost underneath them, so they don't take as much water. We fill them up with compost and then put dirt in them and plants in them.
Alright. Yeah, I don't know. The thing with the like the begging basically is like also it's kind of like a really, I don't know, it kind of is like it's a really humbling experience.
Oh, so you're doing it for that.
Yeah, there is kind of a sadhana now, I suppose. You know, it's kind of like part of my part of learning something. That's a little more difficult to learn. I don't think
Yeah.
everybody can do that job. Not everybody can, first of all,
It's
get
your
over the
austerity.
shame of it, you know.
It's an austerity.
Yeah, but I enjoy it in the film. In the end, you know, I enjoy it because, first of all, there's a little difficult. You feel a little shameful, or you think, what the hell am I doing outside the shop? You know, I could be doing a million other things. You know, I'm a skilled artist. You know, I'm this. But then after a while, it's just a slap in the face. And get on that door, open it, and be with people and stop all this shit.
Yeah.
To be there with people,
Who are you?
and eventually people take to it, you know. And there's a moment where the fire catches, and you start to get a more higher vibration coming in, and people. You actually sometimes you really, I can change people's state of health even before they get in the pharmacy.
Yeah.
You know, that is kind of how just from being like, I thought about it the other day. It's like, imagine if you look into a stranger's eyes and you see that they are genuinely really fucking happy to see you, but it's a complete stranger.
Yeah.
And that is how it feels for me, and it must feel for some people because I get the reflection.
That's really cool, actually. Now I want to try it with David. Just
Yeah.
not even for the money, just to like open doors and like give people some joy.
Yeah.
We do the way we shine and smile at
Yeah.
everybody and say hello to everybody else.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do what we do.
This is all things for all people. There's ways. This is come to me in a certain way because this is how I am. You know. I found that, like I said, you know, if I'm doing it with jewelry, sometimes I have my jewelry and things. Sometimes I have the guitar. Sometimes I have the. But I find this way it kind of removes all barriers. It removes all kind of pretense, and it just basically puts me the kind of naked, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give me like it doesn't give me a way out, you know.
Raw.
So like, oh, you know, I'm doing this or no, you just here, and sometimes you just like there and there's. Oh, no.
So do you have one particular pharmacy that you go to?
Yes, I go this one, this pharmacy at Guadalajara,
We heard about that one once.
and it's like 24 hours. So before I was just like, depending on my mood and the moon and everything that's happening, and of course the season, because of the sun, the shade, all these things I take into calculation. It's a very kind of natural calendar experience, me organizing my work there, and I can generally go whenever it's 24-hour office open, but other people work there also. So there's other people who I have connections with through working there, and we have really good relationship. At first it didn't work that way. There was a disabled guy, and he's now a good friend of mine. He's called Edgar. But he came the first time and he went right into the shop, and he stood inside the shop and he started opening the door from inside the shop while I was opening the door from outside the shop. So this was too much for me. I got really crazy. I got really angry. And I said, are you going crazy or what? I said, this is totally not right. And anyway, I took the thing and I said, okay, I'm going. I said, you do what you do. But then later on, I catch up with him and I said, like, you know, mate, sorry, I was out of line there. And I started to talk to him, and now we have a good relationship. Now we have contact. You know, when he comes, because he can't walk properly. That rather than him walking up and down the motorway, which is also what you can do to do the same thing. This one is walking, this one is standing, same work, you know.
Is he the one with the
So
broom?
I swap with him.
Does he have a broom that he uses for a
No,
cane?
no, he
Oh.
has a stick and he has a big sign that has like a disabled badge on it. He's very equipped for it. He does good business. But I spoke to him about it, and he told me about his life situation, about what's going on. He seems to be working a lot of hours. He's also, anyway, this is his personal life, but the thing I wanted to say is that people who are working on the street, like maybe some situation of their life or something, put them there, but I know from my own experience that working on the street, if it becomes kind of like something that you put your heart and soul in, it must lead to other things. It must lead somewhere, you know. You don't just stay on the street. That's just an intermediary step. It's just
like a lesson that your soul needed to get to that next step.
yeah, it's just something you need to get to someone. And
But everyone has different ways of learning. Not everybody's gonna have this.
no, not everybody's gonna have to basically beg and open doors and things. But eventually, it's gonna reach a point for everybody to get a very astute lesson in humility. And I think it's really advantageous to really get into that humility in your own way, find out what it is, because every time you go against that energy, you eventually have to come back round and deal with the fallout of it, you know. You might have some kind of like subtle, I don't want to use ego, like this strange word for me, because I think the ego is kind of it's natural also. It's not an issue in itself, but certainly like greed, avarice, you know, these things are really dangerous, really poisonous.
Mm-hmm.
And these infect the ego, which is not necessarily like that, you know, but it does infect it to get bigger, better, or on the other side, worse or more poor than everybody else, you know. And I see a lot of this. This is one thing that really affect me doing the door, you know. Seeing into people's energies and seeing how much they suffer to look at a person who they see as poor. Because I go with shoes on, not by the fact that I don't have shoes. I've got shoes,
Just
but
because
you might
you
as well
want to.
take them away.
Yeah.
But you know, they see a person without shoes, and
And they
then
automatically think certain things.
yeah, and you can just see there's a certain a contraction inside them around a certain point. Inside them, maybe different for different people. You can usually see sometimes where the issue is with this person, or where they're going to develop an infirmity later on.
Where they put their negative energy when they see
Yeah,
it, when,
you
they're like,
see-
oh, when they judge.
Yeah, there's
do they
just
put
a
it
moment.
in here,
Yeah,
there,
exactly. In the way they walk, you see some people who are walking who are just so wrapped up with these energies that they become like their whole body is like, you know,
Yeah.
and you get that energy from your interaction with them. It's not a nice energy interaction.
Yeah.
This job, it includes a lot of energetic cleaning. You know, like every day, like there's a lot of energetic cleaning that goes into just doing that.
Yeah.
I
You gotta
call
clean
it
yourself
if you want to do it good, because that's the thing. I've seen the people. I'm like, man, there's some people who do it good. There's some people who do it really shit. You know. And I think if you do it really good, you really gotta do it good.
I think David and I would be really good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think
We would just be like happy, like, hey, hello, can I have a hug? Like if someone, I go to the store and I'm talking to the lady in my Spanglish, and I'll say like, un abrazo para ti, and they go, oh yeah, and I give them a hug,
Yeah.
and, you know.
Well, certainly, by all means, if you feel like it'd be something interesting.
But it wouldn't even be necessarily for the money, just for the
No, but
beauty of the humanity, you know. like-
Yes, for sure, but there is I would say it's a profession. Here in Mexico, it's a profession, door opening. I don't know whether you have it in the States. Some countries have it as a profession.
We have parking cars as a profession.
Yeah.
So bellman, doorman.
Oh, yeah, the high end is like
Yeah, exactly. This is,
hotels. They have bellmen.
exactly. This is the thing, you know. In the high-end hotels, they have a door guy, but not in just the regular thing. This is, for me, here is a profession. Yeah,
Wow.
like and a spiritual profession also, you know. Like I said, there is ways that things like this we can teach you just barely out of the straight bone simplicity of it. It's like a meditation. The straight bone simplicity of observing your breath. Same bone simplicity of opening the door again and again. You know, what are you going to do? You're going to open the door like you're the son of the devil, or you're going to open it with a smile on your face? You know, what do you want to do?
Are you gonna open it by yanking your
Yeah.
arm? Or are you gonna have a good stance? Are you gonna shift your
Exactly.
stance because you're
Are
doing
you
it all
gonna-
day? So you want to be able to do it
Are
smoothly.
you going to stand there in the sun like an idiot?
Yeah.
Or are you going to, you know, are you going to come back at a more appropriate time? There's things that are very, very earthbound about it, and there's lots of things. I mean, it includes so many factors. It's not just going to. For me, I could write a whole course on that.
And
you know?
that's like maybe that's your calling.
Hey, well, we got the platform for it.
Door opening I would love to.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be a serious course though, man. There'd be a manual like that.
Yeah.
Hey man, all you gotta do is type it up and we can put it in. We could
I
create a
just-
course for anything. We made a course called
Certified certificate.
certified certificator. So you
Wow.
can get your certificate of certification that you are a certified certificator, so you could certify certificates.
Because you know how everyone likes certificates.
We're
Yeah.
gonna make one course that gives people enlightening certificates, so that they can have a certificate that says that they're enlightened.
Yeah.
Because you know everybody wants that nowadays. They want the certificate that says that they're enlightened. So we're gonna make a course so that people could. It's gonna be really simple because you know. It's,
Yeah.
You already are.
Yeah, you just
No, I
open
mean-
it and it just goes.
Yeah.
Hurrah! Here's the course lesson. Like you
Yeah.
put like a whole load of lessons, so people think, oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? Okay, 101, open that. Bing! Oh, you're enlightened.
Yeah,
Forget about the rest.
There's like a light bulb or like a light shine. Oh, you're enlightened. There you go.
But I
That's all they need.
I like the idea of certification for things. I mean, man, I should just like making certificates for all kinds of random
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly.
Like certificate,
For anything.
hurrah, you survived another day.
Oh,
Today's
yeah.
Survivor Award, you
Do
know.
you want to become
yes.
a certified certificator, Cam?
I do.
Well, I just want you guys to know how good leches are for you too. They're full of vitamin C, which helps flushing out excretions, sweat, and stools, and keeps you replenished. They're antioxidant, improve your immune function. They have polyphenol, vitamin B, potassium, magnesium, and olingonol, which I've never heard of ever. I don't even know what olingonol is, but these have olingonol.
Wow.
And they look like dragon eggs filled with snot.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a little dragon egg inside of it.
Mm.
Inside the snot.
Oh, no, what taste.
I can see breakfast that way. I also love the maracuya, the passion fruit. I'm waiting for that season, right after mango season. The passion fruit. Or not, yeah, passion fruits. They're so good.
Yeah,
Maracuya.
they're coming now. It's
Yeah,
coming now.
they're starting to get you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to find some more of those. I found some in Mauritius. And the dragon fruits, I love those too. Those are amazing. There's a lot of those out right now.
These help with a healthy liver.
Dragon fruit, I haven't seen that. Very rarely seen a dragon fruit.
We were
And they're
somewhere and they had a whole
anti-cancer.
bunch of them. There's a farmer's a street market. I wouldn't say that it's a farmer's market exactly, but there's a street market over by the dry riverbed where the bridge goes underneath
yeah.
every Sunday.
Yeah, it's street market.
Yeah, and where did we get the dragon fruits?
We got them a few different places. They were at Chadrawi. I think we had them there once, maybe. And then somewhere else we saw a bunch of them. I don't remember where we first saw them.
They also were at local market and maybe the market.
Yeah. I think it was the market when we saw them first. On that street market on Sundays. We bought the blender here. It was here, broke right away. Like it didn't work by the time we got here. The lady said she bought it and it didn't work the next day. So we went and got a new one at
Chadrawi.
Chadrawi.
It'll be a while to get that.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been working on that one for 3 months now. Chadrawi. More like a year and 6 months.
I couldn't even say the word for a long time.
And so we took the broken blender, put it in the box, and returned it. Gave them back their crap. And then something else broke on it. The little propeller broke. So then we're like, what the heck? Like we didn't even have it a week. That's how they make things nowadays, you know. And so that little market on Sunday, the street market, they sell little blender pieces. So we got the one blender piece, brought it home. Then that week, the other piece broke. We were back to the market the next week. You got the other piece. So far, it's lasted, but you can tell it's not going to last long. It's just how they make them.
Get over by Cam. There we go. Guys in your leches. I'll do a post about you, Cam, so that people will check out your stuff. I'll help you with like some marketing techniques.
Yeah, interesting.
It's just, you know, when you're sitting there and in between opening doors, you throw something out there with some hashtags. And it's not work. It's not work. You know, it's just like sharing your joy and your frolic.
Yeah.
You just don't see it as like, oh, I have to market.
Yeah, that's the way. It's kind of like, oh God, I have to.
You don't
pull
have
the stake
to.
out of my soul, and I.
You get no, Cam. I get to share what I'm doing, and if people.
That's why you've been practicing on the door.
Yeah, it's non-attachment, right? Like if someone likes it, cool. If they don't, cool. I don't fucking care. It's non-attachment to if, like when you open the door, not being attached to if someone gives you a tip or not, because then attachment is suffering, right? And so putting it out there, you're just doing it because you love it and you want to share it. You're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it for something. You're just doing it, and then if something comes, cool.
Yeah.
That's how you've got to look at it.
Yeah.
You can't look at it like, oh, this is work and I don't like it. Like now, marketing, I used to get in my head, like, what if someone, am I doing too much? I don't give a fuck now.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't like it, don't fucking look at it.
Yeah.
If they like it, cool. If they, you know, if it resonates, and I have someone that's signing up because of what post that I did. You know, I saw your post, and you just keep dripping. And if somebody like is like, "Ooh, I want to drip," cool.
Sparkling.
And yeah, and if they don't, cool. If it's not for them, cool. I don't care. I am not attached to anything about it.
Okay.
It's just me doing me and being me and sharing me, and then not attached to anything anyone else does with it or without it. I don't care.
We've pretty much hit 1 million views with all the videos that we have out there on different platforms. And
it doesn't really matter. We just always just put it out there as if a whatever, you know. We didn't put it out there for 1 million views. You know, it just worked.
Yeah.
It's the way of the Tao. You take action, but without a certain goal in mind. Like, I'm not like, if somebody doesn't sign up because of this, then, I've failed. I don't care.
Yeah.
You know? I don't have a goal. I trust explicitly in the divine plan, because every fucking time I am somewhere, I meet the right person at the right, like David and I, we would have never been at Chia, Hadrui, whatever that is, at that time of night, ever. I'm
Yeah.
usually asleep.
Yep.
But that night I happened to be up and I was like, oh, you know what? And David wanted to make
We
crackers.
were gonna go in the morning.
Yeah, and I still had energy and I'm like, well, it's a nice night. Let's just go.
We ran
know?
out of parchment paper. Everything that
Yeah.
lined up, everything perfectly lined. And then she took her time getting ready. I'm like, she's like, let's go to the store. I'm like, yes. And then I'm like,
Whatever, it wasn't that bad.
it wasn't that bad, but to me it was. But at the time it was absolutely perfect. Even at the fruits, I'm like, okay, we got what we needed. Let's go. And,
And
she's
then
like,
I stopped a second and I was
like, come on, we know we got what we wanted. We got a backpack here. We're not getting that much stuff. I'm carrying it. Come on, let's go. And then boom, there you were.
Yeah, yeah.
We could have missed you like that. We could have both have been in the store at the exact same time and still
Yeah.
not have lined
Yes.
up like it did.
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
Our
and
life
I
is that
see
way
it
so
like
much.
that. You know, or you could see it as just a coincidence.
Yes.
I know better though. Because how many times this happens all the time to me. I know this is not coincidence. The universe is lining everything up and what. And so I just have a knowing now, not a belief. There's a difference between a belief and a knowing. I know
We have a course on
everything is happening for my highest good, and I'm always at the right place at the right time. Always in divine guidance. Always. Whatever's
Always.
happening, even if someone, like, I'll give you an example. Today, we normally have uncooking, you know, where I teach people how to prepare raw foods.
We go to somebody's house and do a class.
I sent her the list of the foods that she's going to need to purchase. She hasn't gotten back to me. I don't know if it's going to happen today. I have a feeling it probably won't because she hasn't responded to me.
Okay.
And I don't care. I'm not like,
We'll go to the beach.
oh my
We'll
God,
go
I need it. You know, like, okay, that's divine and perfect. There's something that, you know, like,
It wasn't for the.
it wasn't, you know, and I could get in my head about it and be like, we need the
Yeah.
money. I need to know why is she not getting back to me, which I have done in the past. But because of how many times I have had all of these experiences, and I have this such a fucking strong knowing now
Yeah.
that
Yes.
whatever, it's all good. I know I always have a roof over my head and I always have food to eat and I don't need to worry about anything unless I choose to, which that's going to cause me suffering.
Yeah.
Hey!
Hola!
Hey!
See,
Gustavo!
he came by at just the right time.
Yeah.
So-
I just
hey,
happened to
Cal.
see
Yeah.
that we were here and see us.
Did he drop you off?
No.
Oh my God!
didn't even know you lived
I
here.
This morning when we
How
were
the
walking
hell
back
did he
from the
see
store.
us? I
I
don't even know how he could see us unless he's looking at the sky. And
Cam!
He
Yeah.
was looking. He passed us earlier today.
Yes,
He's stalking us.
following us.
He was cruising right here. He must have saw me and saw you. Like, yeah, perfectly.
Maybe he's been to the EPC's house because they don't have electricity in their house for these days.
Oh, he's an electrician. What?
No, the whole street,
Oh.
wow.
unless you want a street job.
Oh, so he lives over there?
And half a barrio has gone down for
Yeah.
electricity, so you go in over there, charge your phone, use electricity, Uncle Bob's coming.
And then the
Yeah.
car is cooler than the house probably
Oh,
at some
yeah.
parts
Just
of the day.
lapping around in circles.
Oh, yeah.
Charging the phone in the car.
Yeah,
and-
air condition.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like you
when
say,
you-
we're talking about synchronizing. and
But when you
stuff.
get into that
Yeah, there it is.
synchronicity,
Yeah.
it's you just know that everything's magical and that you really don't need. You know that the night we met Sean, he invited us to come to the music group. We were like, you know, that was synchronistic too. And
Yes.
he saw me with my guitars going down to the beach. Hey, why don't you come? Okay.
First he asked her if she played guitar. And he's like, well, wait, why did I even ask that?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not that. Which I have been wanting to be around people who are better than I am, because I've learned some chords. You know, I've been playing a little over a year, and I've learned some things, and I can play a few little simple songs. But I'm ready to step up my game in the guitar. You know,
Yeah.
and being around people who are better than me is going to help me do that.
Yes, you just learn by osmosis. You know?
Yeah.
It just filters through.
And it was funny because we had met an artist, and we had him over for lunch,
Pepe.
Pepe, and he asked David. David played him the flute, and he really loved, you know, David's energy.
I gave him like a
flute.
private sound bath in his
Yeah.
art studio and here, and
Yeah.
he was just super
Blown away.
receiving of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, "Are you in a band?" And we're like, "No." And then that, like a few weeks later, "Yeah, we're in a band, Pepe."
You got a band.
Yeah, we're in a band.
Love Cocktail, it's called.
Is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, oh, okay, that's already that shit. Ah, there it is. There's our name. All right. Love Cocktail. Well, why don't we? This is just my idea because I am wanting to just get a little cooler. Head into the house and check out what you have as far as social media and see how I can like, give you some ideas and help some.
Put the AC on,
Yes.
stop sweating.
That's my idea. And scene. And you manifested more Leche. How about that?
I didn't manifest it. It was on its way to me.
Honestly. Oh, yeah, yeah.